Well, hello and welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. Game 2 of the doubleheader day between the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. Chinooks dropped game 1 2-1. It was a pitcher's matchup, and the win was granted to the Miners. He pitched a great game, did not give up, but only one run, and that win goes to Kyler Bush, the Washington State freshman. Michael Barker getting the start in this game, though. Tyler Leclerc, who started last game, did a great job as well. 6 innings on the mound, 8 strikeouts for him, 2 runs given up, was charged with the loss, but did a great job. It was a pitcher's matchup, and the Chinooks would like to get back on track here, need 3 wins of these next 8 games for sure, and then they've got to match all of the wins that the Oilers, have as well in order to make playoffs. So they'd like to get on the track of doing that today, win game 2 here. The starting lineup, Colby Boulware leading off in left field, batting second, Cody Huff, the catcher. Batting third, Eric Webb, the center fielder, had a solo home run last game. Tanner Carlson bats fourth as the third baseman. Justin Kirby, the right fielder, the designated hitter, batting fifth. Aaron Walters, the first baseman, hits sixth. 7-hole is Sam Thompson in right field. Ricky Martinez, the second baseman, hits eighth, and Caden Hogan, the shortstop, bats ninth. All facing Michael Barker, the junior out of Fresno Pacific University. Pitched at Taft College last year, and both him and his brother out of Ridgecrest, California. 6-foot left-hander coming in with a 2.2 record and 6.21 ERA, making his 7th start and 9th appearance. 33 1/3 innings on the mound, 16 strikeouts, 16 walks, 46 hits given up. First pitch to Boulware, strike one down the middle. Your umpiring crew, Silas Drayton at first base. Behind the plate is Tom Swoboda and the third base umpire, Stacy Dunbar. Next pitch, chopped right back to Barker. He'll lean over, catch it, make a nice and easy throw to Daniel Freeman at first for a 1-3 ground out. That is the same way that the last game started, basically, or the game before, as it is now 1 out here in the top of the first, a 0-0 ball game for the 2-hole Cody Huff, the catcher. Defensively, the Chinooks have Hayden Keller in left, Jess Davis center, right fielder Mason Corbett. First pitch to Huff is strike one down the middle. Jack D'Amelio making the start here in game 2 at third base. Shortstop Pate Fullerton. Second base is Dylan Gardner, and at first, Daniel Freeman behind the plate, J. Paul Fullerton. 0-1 count here to the right-hander of Cody Huff, and spiked in the dirt. Good scoop right in front of the plate by J. Paul Fullerton, saving Tom Swoboda of wearing one right in the chest. It works a 1-1 count here, 1 out. Try and go with the fastball again. It's inside, and strike 2. Good pitch by Barker. Michael, in his last start, got a 10-2 win against the Miners. 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, both earned, 7 hits given up, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He's trying to repeat that, get a big win today here at home. 2-2 count as the fastball missed high, wind slightly blowing to left field. And this pitch lined right to Dylan Gardner will make the grab for out number 2. Good swing by Huff, but he'll line out and carry his bat with him all the way down to the dugout. Eric Webb, center fielder, up next. If you're just joining us today, Josh Salem with Wyatt Wewell. And we got to spoil the surprise that last game we now have replay. So throughout this game, Wyatt will be manning that on your screen. You'll be able to see a couple of replays. Wasn't a lot going on last game. It was a 2-1 victory for the Miners as a 2-0 pitch here falls to Eric Webb inside. And the Chinooks would like to get a big dub here.
The system that we use the replays for, we can also save highlights during the game. So keep an eye on Twitter for Chinooks updates going forward, as we're going to have the big plays on there.
2-0 pitch here is going to be swung on, hit deep to left field, going back. Hayden Keller, it has a chance, but it will not get out. It'll fall in right in front of the Edward Jones University sign, and a double here on a 2-0 pitch pulled to the wall by Eric Webb. So 1 hit given up, but Tanner Carlson up next. The third baseman typically finds himself there. Eric Webb's 13th double this season. Mentioned he had a home run earlier, up to 4 second most on the team. Justin Kirby waits on deck. Or a hit by pitch last game, only time he reached. And first pitch just missing low. Tom Swoboda, a higher zone typically, and so he does not call those low strikes. Low pitches, 4 strikes, and a 1-0 pitch ensuing here to Carlson. Delivery. High, 2-0 count. Barker did a great job to get the first guy, Kobe Bulwer, ground out to him, then Cody Huff, the line out to second. But has fallen behind to Webb, who doubled to left center, and then Tanner Carlson now a 2-0 count. Got to be big with this pitch. And it flies high for a 3-0 delivery here to Carlson. Barker with the long locks of hair, and it keeps knocking his hat off. So Michael trying to go all the way from behind here on the mound. Advantage to Carlson. Probably taking here. Delivery, and it's strike one on the outer edge. I try and work with that. Again, Dylan Gardner, though, is the second baseman for the Chinooks, working with Eric Webb out at second base, trying to keep him close in case a base hit gives the outfield a chance to try and throw him out at home. Three-one pitch, 2 outs to Carlson. Pops it up and out of play. We'll work it full. Good job by Barker. As my co-broadcaster just mentioned, Wyatt Wheel said that we do have updates going on Twitter on those highlights that we cut for replays here on the broadcast. And so please go back and tune in. The first one you'll see is Patty McCormick stealing home. And so it's pretty exciting. He came in to score the only run for the Chinooks last game. Webb short lead at second. Delivery, ground ball to short. Fielded by Fullerton. He'll set his feet, throw to first, and on time. So apart from the 2-out double from Webb, a 6-3 ground out will end this inning. We're going to the bottom of the first inning, and we'll give you the starting lineup for the Chinooks. Back for the bottom of the first, 0-0 ball game. 1 hit given up in the top half. Brett Irwin will start now, though, and the right-hander will pitch against the starting lineup for the Chinooks. Mason Corbett leading off in right field. Jess Davis bats second as the center fielder. J. Paul Fullerton catching behind the plate. Ethan English, the 4-hole designated hitter. Hayden Keller, the left fielder, bats fifth. Daniel Freeman at first base batting sixth. Pate Fullerton, the 7-hole shortstop. Jack D'Amelio at third base batting eighth. And the 9-hole is Dylan Gardner, the second baseman. Brett Irwin this season has done pretty well, but a 1-2 record, 4.50 ERA, making his 7th appearance, 4th start, 16 innings on the mound. 11 strikeouts to his 4 walks, 21 hits given up. Has pitched twice against the Chinooks. Both games came as wins, but only one as a win for him in his 4-inning start in the 15 win back on July 10th. Did pitch in the 11-6 victory last week on July 17th for 2 innings, but did not do as well. Chinooks hit .342 against him with 4 runs scored, 6 hits, and he had 2 strikeouts of the 13 batters he faced. Corbett gets ready to go here against Brett Irwin, and that pitch is fouled directly back. Irwin coming out of his sophomore year at UC Davis. 6-foot right-hander from Fairfield, California. Chop to the right side, foul, and attempted scoop by the assistant coach, Sam Potter, but he didn't really want any part of that. It'll be a 0-2 count here for Mason Corbett to battle. Off the plate, ball one. 1-2 count. Brett Irwin, the 21-year-old. Hit up the middle for a base hit. Good swing by Mason Corbett. Pokes one through to Eric Webb in center. And both games have been started off with base hits for Mason Corbett. Mason has been such a threat, the Texas A&M Aggie, for the Chinooks team as he leads the team in average. Coming in hitting .293, jumped from .289 to .293 last game. 27 hits for him, 5 doubles, 9 RBIs, and a total of 31 walks. Picked up his 31st last game. Jess Davis here, bunt. Lays it down, and coming out Cody Huff quickly. Jess Davis runs well, but he's out by a step. Good sack bunt there. Try and bring in a Chinook runner as he's going to move him in scoring position for J. Paul Fullerton. Sack bunt applied by Davis. It's his 4th sack bunt on the season, most on the team. And brings up J. Paul Fullerton. Struggled in game 1 today with a few strikeouts, but he'll look for a big RBI base hit. First pitch to him, catches him out in front on the off speed. That'll be strike 1 from Brett Irwin. J. Paul, a .235 hitter, has played in now his 36th game, 115 at-bats and 27 hits, 15 runs scored, 25 RBIs, tied for the most on the team with Hayden Keller. 0-1 delivery here from Irwin. Mason Corbett out at second, and that pitch is off the plate. Huff sliding over to catch it. First ball of the at-bat. Mason Corbett led off with a single on a disadvantage count up the middle, and then Jess Davis bunt him over on the sack to get him to second in scoring position for J. Paul Fullerton and Ethan English. And Irwin's just going to step off as Hogan tried to go with a daylight move. Mason Corbett hopping around out at second base. That pitch is off the plate too, 2-1. Tried to work in a slider to punch the back door. Instead it doesn't hit. Just misses wide of the doorbell. 2-1 count. Corbett a few steps off second. The delivery home. Taken wide, a 3-1 count here to J. Paul Fullerton. We mentioned Irwin does not walk very many guys, but he has fallen behind here and in jeopardy of putting on another base runner for the Chinooks and facing Ethan English. Next pitch, taken for strike 2. J. Paul thought it was ball 4, but home plate umpire Swoboda says that it nicks that outside corner. It was a great pitch for Brett Irwin. Brought it back in a few inches, and we've got a 3-2 battle here between Irwin and J. Paul. Corbett at second, the delivery. Big swing and a miss, and J. Paul way out in front on it. Will be a strikeout. Second out in the inning. Brings up Ethan English. J. Paul, I'm not sure he's seeing the ball as well as he has been as of late. Went on a streak for about 7 games, and these last 3 struggled a little bit. So Ethan will try and bring in an RBI, bring in the first run for the Chinooks. And the first pitch misses inside for ball 1. In and out of the glove of Cody Huff. Next pitch ensuing. Second of the at-bat. Missing low, and that'll work at 2-0 count. Ethan English coming out of Jeffersonville, Indiana, sophomore at John A. Logan College, where he'll be transferring to this fall. Played last year at Indiana Wesleyan, had 11 home runs. Ball 3 is well off the plate. Hayden Keller, the left fielder, on deck, and we've got a 3-0 delivery. Corbett still out at second. See what Ethan English does here. If he gets a fastball that he wants to unleash on. And right on the outer half. 3-1 count. Good pitch by Irwin. And for English here, you got to make sure that it's something you can hit. Right here. With a runner in scoring position, something you can hit hard. And instead, he swings over the fastball. It was pretty far in. Works it to a 3-2 count. So Ethan, you have to choke up, try and put something in play here with a full count, 2 outs. Runner at second base has the potential go-ahead run. Caden Hogan, the shortstop, shading him towards the left side. The delivery. And it's strike 3 to get English looking. Back-to-back strikeouts get Fullerton and English. Chinooks strand the leadoff base hit of Mason Corbett. And we're going to the top of the second, a 0-0 ball game. Back and ready to go. Top second, Michael Barker back out on the mound, and it's going to be a line drive to Dylan Gardner. And the second line out of the day, Justin Kirby, his first here in the second inning. Cody Huff had one for out number 2 last inning. And this one hit hard, but right at Dylan Gardner. Brings up Aaron Walters, the first baseman. Left-hander had an RBI sac fly last game that brought in the go-ahead run and ultimately the winning run for the Miners. Lefty-on-lefty matchup will be the only one on the day for the Miners to face Michael Barker. Everybody else is right-handed in the lineup. On deck, Sam Thompson. That pitch is going to point the outside corner for strike 2, 0-2 count. 1 out here. Still a 0-0 ball game. Chinooks, the hit last inning in the bottom half, couldn't get him in with less than 2 outs. Curveball hung over the middle of the plate, and an 0-2 pitch that is swung on well by Walters. Michael leaving that one over the middle, and a good job by Walters to place it where nobody is. Second hit of the day in 2 innings for the Miners. Still 1 out on the line out from Kirby. Brings up Sam Thompson, double play in order. The right fielder looking for a base hit. Barker working quickly here. First pitch, strike 1, outer edge. Sam Thompson coming out of Kent State University, a freshman there. And his pitch is going to be poked foul for a 0-2 count. And this is where Michael's got to be big here. He cannot leave one over the middle of the plate against Sam Thompson, a right fielder for the Miners. With an advantage count, you've got to miss low or miss way. Try and get a chase swing Nothing where you can hit 0-2. Barker's delivery. Swing and a miss. That's what I'm talking about with a fastball up and away. As Thompson strikes out, gives Barker his first strikeout of the day. And out number 2 brings up Ricky Martinez, the second baseman. We usually find him as the shortstop, but Caden Hogan has that occupied. He's on deck. And Ricky Martinez, coming out of Baylor University, is up next. Ricky, a 141 hitter, 9 hits this season. He'll pop one up to the left side, and Pate Fullerton shading the sun. He is underneath it, and will make the grab for out number 3. A 1-out single from Aaron Walters is stranded as we go to the bottom of the second, still 0-0, and the Chinooks will have Hayden Keller to lead off when we come back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Well, Hayden Keller will come up to the tune of You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. And Toy Story 4 just came out a few weeks ago, and maybe a month ago by now. And first one's chopped up the middle. Hogan coming in on it, and he will throw it over to first base to get Hayden Keller. Out number 1. Brings up Daniel Freeman. And again, it is Disney Day, so Keller will trot back to the third base dugout. 1 pitch, 1 out. Big swing there from Freeman, and he'll swing through it. Brett Irwin still working on the mound. He's got 2 strikeouts today. Both ended the last inning against Fullerton and English. 0-1 pitch to Freeman. Hits one off the end of the bat, and Carlson at third base will throw one nice and easy over for a second ground out. Well, we saw a 4-pitch inning earlier. Let's see what Pate Fullerton does here, if he can break it up with a base hit. Jack D'Amelio on deck, 8-hole third baseman. Freeman a little early on that and mishit it. Good play by Carlson. Pate taking ball 1 low. Still a 0-0 ball game. Bottom 2. 2 hits for the Miners, 1 for the Chinooks. That pitch taken for strike 1 on the inner half of the zone. And a good pitch there. Works in a slider for a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Pate trying to put something in play, force some action against the defense. It's been pretty good today. Chop to the right side. It's a slow roller. Going to be a tough play to get Pate Fullerton. He's hustling, and he's just out at first base. Good play by Ricky Martinez to get him by half a step. And we're going to the top of the third. A 3-up, 3-down inning offensively for the Chinooks. Back for the top of the third. Pretty quick inning for the right-hander Brett Irwin. 3 up, 3 down inning as we're now back in the top of the third, and 9-1-2 is up with Caden Hogan to lead things off for the Miners. Hogan chops one to third. D'Amelio will field it, and the foul ball is called by Stacy Dunbar, the third base umpire, so we'll just reset. As that one must have missed the leg guard, and Stacy showing the third base dugout. Coach John Groth, head coach for the Chinooks, wanting the explanation there, and says it went right off of the shin guard. Hogan defensively has been unstoppable as a shortstop this season. Big swing there, 0-2. Very rarely does he mess up. He's made 2 errors all season. And that's right about where most of the guys are on the team. As a team, they've made 32 errors to the Chinooks 42. Pitch inside, just missing. We'll work at a 1-2 count here to start off the top of the third. A 0-0 ball game. 2 hits for the Miners, 1 for the Chinooks. And the wind has died down some as the flag in left center goes limp. That'll be strike 3 to get him looking for out number 1 here in the third. Second strikeout for Barker in 2 innings now. Top of the order back up, Kobe Boulware, the ground ball hit back to pitcher's fielding practice of Michael Barker in the first inning to open up the ball game. Second time through for Boulware. Chops one to the left side. Be picked up by D'Amelio. He'll throw to first and in time to get the out. Good job by Jack. You could hear him barehanded basically as the ball hopped up quickly. He had to catch it with his hand, throw it quickly over to first, the second out, and brings up Cody Huff, who lined out to second for out number 2 in the first. 5-3 ground out for those scoring at home. And strike 1 down the middle. Eric Webb doubled in his first at bat. He's on deck. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count here to Cody Huff. He's pulling off big time with his head. Trying to just crush one down that line and doesn't connect. 0-2 pitch. Fastball inside backs him up off the plate as it misses for ball 1. Chopped right off the front of his foot, a foul ball. So we'll have another 1-2 count. Huff coming out of Horizon High School in Scottsdale. Freshman there from Arizona. As he will be a freshman in college next year at Stanford University. Just graduated this past year. High fastball misses, 2-2 count. He's done very well. Third highest average, 297 hitter, 27 hits, and came in to score the winning run after leading off with a base hit to left field last game. Chopped to the left side, D'Amelio fielding it, and he will throw one to first in this inning on back-to-back ground outs for him. And get ready because he's leading off the bottom of the third inning, a 0-0 ball game. D'Amelio, Gardner, Corbett when we come back. Jack D'Amelio to lead off this bottom of the third inning. 0-0 ball game. Trying to get the Chinooks going here. The third baseman in red as he'll step into the right-hander's batter's box and face Brett Irwin for the first time today. Dylan Gardner, second baseman, on deck. Jack making two nice plays last inning, or in the top half of this inning. And he will hit one on a ground ball to second as Ricky Martinez will throw it over to first for out number one. One pitch, one out, and we're still here in the bottom of the third for Dylan Gardner's first at bat. Jack put a good swing on it, but right at Ricky Martinez. And Dylan Gardner steps in, the left-hander's batter's box. Not playing game one today, but played yesterday. And the first pitch missing low and inside, ball one. Chinooks hitting .225 as a team. And that pitch taken outside as well, as the Miners are hitting .230, just 0.5% better. 2-0 pitch here, awaiting to Dylan Gardner. He's trying to hit a big hit here, and he'll swing through. Right through the fastball, 2-1. Wind up in the pitch from Irwin. That's brought back in on the outer edge. We'll tie the count up at 2-2. 2-2 count, one out. Bottom three. Ground ball hit hard to short. Caden Hogan fields, throws it quickly to first, and will get Gardner out by a step. And so two quick ground outs to the middle infield, and that's going to bring up the top of the order with Mason Corbett, who singled to lead off this game and no hits since. Irwin trying to work quickly here. It is a 7-inning game. Saw Kyler Bush go a full game last game, and that pitch is well off the plate, but brought back in by Huff, and Tom Sabota says it hits.
We mentioned it last time. Huff has that move that he likes to snatch the ball and bring it back in, and it tricks a lot of umpires up here.
Yeah, I guess so, because that pitch was probably 6 inches off of the plate. 1-1 count, 2 outs here to Mason Corbett. Catcher sets up inside, and a big swing and miss for Corbett. 1-2. One-two count, 2 outs, bottom three. Pops it up on the left side. Shallow left, a long run. The shortstop, Caden Hogan, calls for it, will make the grab. Another 3-up, 3-down inning. The Chinooks have gone 9 straight with Brett Irwin on the mound, and they'll try and break it up as we go to the bottom. They'll try and break it up in the bottom of the fourth. We're going to the top half of the inning. It's a 0-0 ball game. Eric Webb, Tanner Carlson, and Justin Kirby. 3 batters here to face Barker. One hopper and a bad hop that gets past Jack D'Amelio. Webb hustling over. He's going to try and get to 2. The tag will be applied, and he's safe by Stacy Dunbar. As called, that was very close. The tag was applied, but Michael was a little bit in the way there, and that's going to be a second double for Eric Webb today. Took a weird hop on Jack D'Amelio, hopped up when he tried to dive to his right. And Eric Webb stretching a single into a double. 3rd hit now for the Miners. Lead off this 4th inning. Carlson a ground out to shortstop in the first. He'll likely bunt here, try and move Webb over. Not bunting, and he'll poke one foul. And it's going to send J. Paul Fullerton back to grab it. Justin Kirby, the on-deck batter, just leaving it.
Well, we got a second. Let's take a look at this play again. There's a couple balls back there he had to pick up. As he rounded first, it looked like the throw came in, and it was definitely a tight play, and I think he got his hand in under the tag, but it was close for sure.
Well, Dillon with the tag applied, but Carlson here pops one up to right field. Coming in is Mason Corbett, long run, and instead Gardner will make the over-the-shoulder catch as the second baseman on the flyout. Good play by the Oklahoma State Cowboy. Keeps Eric Webb at second base for Justin Kirby, who lined out to second in his first at-bat. That's a tough play for any second baseman going back over his shoulder to make that grab. Mason Corbett, I believe, was called off by Gardner, though. He believed he had it, and he made the catch. So out number 1 here, trying to avoid the leadoff double of Eric Webb. And I was very surprised Carlson didn't try and bunt there. Lay one down. He had a sac bunt last game. And the next pitch here from Barker to start things off against Kirby. In the dirt, runner not going, and a good job by J. Paul. Keep Eric Webb stationed at second. Webb, the second most stolen bases on the team with 10. He has been caught 5 times in 15 chances. Kobe Boulware, the leadoff, has the most with 11 for 12 on the season. Webb not afraid to try and swipe third base, especially with a right-hander in the box. High leg kick. Next pitch is just a little low 2-0 count here to Justin Kirby. Left-hander Aaron Walters, first baseman, on deck. So a 2-0 delivery awaiting. Got to keep something in the zone, try and keep it on the infield here. And the pitch. Instead, it's high and very out. So Walters with the single back in the second. He's got 1 of the 3 hits. The other 2 have come from Eric Webb, both doubles. 3-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle. 3-1, 1 out. Don't know if Wyatt mentioned this already, but you can access the Twitter information in the link below.
Yeah, it is linked in the description below the YouTube videos.
3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit hard down the left field line. That's going to fall in for extra bases. And the first run's going to come in of Eric Webb on the double from Justin Kirby. Second double in the inning. And it comes as the first run for the Miners. They lead 1-0. Eric Webb scoring. Chinooks in the bottom of this 4th inning will have the 2-3-4 of Davis, Fullerton, English up. Walters 1 for 1 today with a hit. Right back up the middle on a 0-2 curveball that was just slightly over the middle of the plate. Kirby the double there, pulling one down the left field line. Ball in the dirt, ball 1. First baseman Walters comes out of Texas A&M University, a sophomore there, Kerrville, Texas. Ground ball hit to second, going over Dylan Gardner will make the play, throw to first, and it's in time. Does move up the runner, but Gardner, a nice play to his backhand, brings up Sam Thompson, struck out swinging for out number 2 back in the second. 1 run is in this inning, and a second potential run is standing 90 feet away in Justin Kirby. Right fielder steps in. He caught last game. He'll pop one out of play for his first pitch. Thompson out of his freshman year at Kent State this past year. Bremen, Georgia, native, 6'1", 185, right-handed hitter. 0-1 pitch. Left it inside and up. It'll be the ball 1 of the at-bat. Justin Kirby, the RBI double that brought in Eric Webb on his double. And this one blocked up by J. Paul Fullerton. Good block to keep it in front. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Chinooks will play the Pilots in Anchorage tomorrow, then against the Bucks in Anchorage the next day. Popped up to right field. Mason Corbett going back on it is underneath it. Will make the grab for the third out. 1-run gain, though, on the RBI double from Justin Kirby. 2 hits in the inning, and we're going to the bottom of the fourth. A 1-0 lead for the Miners. Jess Davis would love to go the distance. I keep saying that, but he really would as he comes up to the walk-up song of I Can Go the Distance from Hercules. Disney animated film, one of my all-time favorites. Brett Irwin was ready to go there, and the outfield was mixed up. Eric Webb still trying to get back into position. A 1-0 lead, 1 run given up by the Chinooks in the top half of the inning. And Jess Davis to lead off here at a sac bunt back in the first. His first pitch brought back in for strike 1. Hits the outer edge. Oh, 1 delivery scooped up on the outer edge. Ties the count at 1-1. No outs. 4 hits for the Miners, 1 for the Chinooks, and they have been retired in order since the leadoff of Mason Corbett in the first. Poked foul, 1-2 delivery. Jess Davis due for a big hit here. Can he get it? Fastball halfway through the right-hander's batter's box wide, a 2-2 count. J. Paul on deck, struck out swinging in the first. Pops it up and out of play. Good pitch to spoil for Jess Davis. Ties the count at 2-2 still for another pitch. Next pitch in the at-bat. Taken outside for a full count. I believe that was pitch number 6. And so we've worked it full. Jess Davis trying to reach any way he can here. The windup from Irwin and the delivery. Smoked but foul, out of play down the left field line. Couple hard steps for Kobe Boulware, but he will reset in left field. Irwin moving around in his glove, digging, and the delivery is going to miss low. So a leadoff walk to Jess Davis starts us off here. Good take as it missed away and low. J. Paul Fullerton up next. Cody Huff tried to suction cup it up like a vacuum into his mitt. Would have missed away. J. Paul up next. Ethan English on deck. Both struck out to end the first. Davis a good lead at first base. Look to see if he can swipe a bag. Pick off to first and safely in is Davis. Davis 14 for 18 this season in stolen bases, some of the most in the league. Can absolutely fly. He had the second most in the NCAA last year with 48. Only guy who beat him, I believe, had 60. Pitch here to Fullerton. Swung on, hit to the right side. This could be two. Fullerton trying to go hard. It's thrown away. Jess Davis going to hustle over to third. And J. Paul Fullerton stayed put at first. Off the error from Ricky Martinez, thrown wide of Caden Hogan. Puts runners on the corners here. And Ethan English, no outs. Runners in scoring position. That's a big error for Ricky Martinez. But it proves my point. You put the ball in play, good things happen sometimes for your team. And now English looking for a sac fly or a base hit to keep this inning going. With the tying run 90 feet away of Jess Davis. Hayden Keller on deck behind him. A ground out to short. Led off the second. English just trying to lift one. And his at-bat that ended the game last game, his final at-bat, he had a shot to the left field wall, but it was just caught on the warning track. Would have tied the game. First pitch here from Irwin. Held high for ball one. And what you're doing, your approach here as a hitter is you got to look for something elevated. Try and hit it to deep outfield, move up a runner. J. Paul Fullerton at first, Jess Davis at third. Hit hard to left field, that's going to fall in for a base hit. J. Paul Fullerton hustling, but he's going to stay put. Good job by Kobe Boulware to get it in. And an RBI single for Ethan English. Tie ball game, one apiece. And as you can tell in the background by the horn section of the Chinooks, they're all blowing their vuvuzelas. Did I say that right, Wyatt?
You did.
So Jess comes in to score the first run for the Chinooks. On the second hit today, it's a 1-1 ball game. J. Paul Fullerton reached by error. He's at second, and it brings up Keller. See if Hayden Keller tries to lay down a bunt. He shows early and pulled back for ball one off the plate. I think Keller's showing a little too early there. It gives you time for first baseman and third baseman to move up. You got to wait a little bit and then show. Runners on first and second. 1-0 count, no outs. And Keller showing again, trying to move up the runners. Pitch laid down and foul. Just chipped it. That'll send Daniel Freeman from the on-deck circle to over to come get it for the foul ball. Hayden Keller just trying to get both runners over for Daniel Freeman. Looking for a RBI sac fly if he can do so. Bring in the go-ahead run in this tie ball game at one apiece. Both runs in this fourth inning. Next pitch from Irwin as he checks J. Paul Fullerton. Laid down, third base line foul. Both runners tried to move up, but Keller going to have to do it again with a 1-2 count against him. Keller going to get some encouragement from John Groth, the head coach, down the third base line. And we got a 1-2 count, no outs here. Ethan English, the RBI single. He's at first. J. Paul Fullerton reached by error. And that's off the plate, but called for strike three, and that'll get him looking. Tough break for Hayden. Can't get the sac bunt down, and both runners will stay put at first and second for Daniel Freeman. Freeman ground out to third for out number 2 in the second. He's looking for a big hit. Chinooks have tied it, but have the go-ahead run of J. Paul Fullerton at second, as well as Ethan English at first, and Daniel Freeman, the next guy up. High fastball misses. Daniel looking for an extra base hit, bringing a few runs. Trying to have an explosive inning for the Chinooks. We haven't seen it for either team today. Been basically small ball all day for both teams. And unfortunately, Hayden Keller can't get the bunt down there. 2 attempts, both foul on the left side. And just got to push one to third. Big swing there from Freeman. Doesn't connect. 1-1. Chased one a little low and outside. Waiting as Irwin gets the pitch he wants, nods to Cody Huff, and the 1-1 delivery here with 1 out. Pokes it foul, will work a 1-2 count, disadvantage for Freeman. Pate Fullerton, the left-handed hitting shortstop on deck, had a 4-3 ground out to end the second. Trying to stay out of a double play or squeak one past. As Jess Davis scored on the error. On the base hit. J. Paul Fullerton reached via the air. 1-2 delivery. Hit hard to right center. That's going to fall in. Both runners are going to move up. Ethan English isn't stopping as J. Paul Fullerton comes in. Daniel Freeman, the RBI single to right center. And the Chinooks lead 2-1 here, bottom of the 4th. And just like that, Pate Fullerton will come up next with Ethan English going first to third. We're going to take a look at this replay, as Wyatt was about to say, of Daniel Freeman's hit to right center. Gets right on it to right center. J. Paul Fullerton reads it down and ends up running around, has all the time in the world to get there, and Ethan English knew it off the bat. And we're going to pause here for a moment, as well as the head coach, the pitching coach, Erlob, comes out for a conversation with Irwin. Meeting adjourned. It's a 2-1 ball game. Chinooks lead for 2 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. And Pate Fullerton will look for a third run to come in with Ethan English 90 feet away at third. Right-hander warming in the bullpen as well. And that's Evan Floyd, the junior out of St. Louis University. Pitch to Pate Fullerton. And chipped foul right into the mitt of Cody Huff for strike 1. Daniel Freeman at first. Pretty good speed. Gets great jumps. Jack D'Amelio on deck. 0-1 count here to Fullerton. Delivery. Hit hard to left field, base hit. RBI base hit brings in another run, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Chinooks. Big swing by Fullerton, takes it the other way on the fastball. And back-to-back RBI singles from Daniel Freeman and Pate Fullerton make it a 3-run ball game. 3-1, bottom 4. Jack D'Amelio up next. He'd like to take it forward as well, and that's going to bring out the head coach, Tyler LeBrun, and it looks like the end of the day for Brett Irwin. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Jack D'Amelio will be up next. He grounded out to second on his first pitch to open up the third. 3 runs have scored in this inning, and the Chinooks lead at 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth, trying to add to it with Daniel Freeman, the RBI single, which puts him now on second, with Pate Fullerton's RBI single that brought in Ethan English. First pitch here is going to be taken for strike one on the outer edge. Evan Floyd into pitch as Brett Irwin threw for 3 1/3 innings on the mound. 3 strikeouts for him, and 4 hits given up, 3 runs. So far, 2-0 record for Evan Floyd, 2.84 ERA, making his 12th appearance, 19 innings, 12 strikeouts. Curveball, chopper up the middle, fielded by Hogan. He'll step on second and get the double play unassisted against Jack. So we go to the top of the fifth, a 3-1 ball game. Chinooks get 3 in the bottom of the inning, and they'll try and carry it forward with Michael Barker coming back out. Michael Barker back out, and we got to give a shout out to Patty Becker listening in from St. Louis. Thanks so much for listening in. Tom Swoboda, the home plate umpire, came by and told us to give you a nice shout out. So there it is, and thank you so much for listening, Patty. We are in the top of the fifth currently, a 3-1 ball game, 4 hits for either team. Chinooks came alive with 3 runs in the bottom half of the fourth, and Michael Barker will face Ricky Martinez here to open things up. Strike one, lower third. Martinez drops his bat. There's our late flyover coming over the field on the left side. Usually get 1 or 2 a game, and we're currently in the top of the fifth. Chinooks looking for 9 straight outs and a 1-1 count here. No outs to Ricky Martinez. Caden Hogan, the 9-hole shortstop on deck, and Kobe Bulware will come back around as the leadoff hitter in the ball game for a 3rd time. Pops one up on the infield. Pate Fullerton coming over. He calls off Dylan Gardner right in front of second and will make the play. 2 flyouts to Pate Fullerton from the bat of Martinez, and it'll be Caden Hogan up next with 1 out here. Ball 1 missing low here to the right-hander of Caden Hogan. Hogan today a strikeout looking to lead off the 3rd inning. And that pitch falls high as well. A 2-0 count. Michael needs one of those, someone needs to invent a retracto hat that just falls back onto your head, or maybe clip it to your hair so it doesn't have to pick it up every time. I think you get exhausted from doing that. 3-0 here. Hat stays on this time, and you got to find a way to come back with Caden Hogan. Advantage here of potentially giving up a walk. Haven't seen one today from Michael. The delivery here. And strike 1 right down the middle. Kobe Bulware on deck. And you want to try and force Hogan to get himself out if he can. But a walk puts somebody on anyway, so you want him to hit you. 3-1 delivery. Hits one hard to center. Just Davis a few hard steps back, and he's on it for out number 2. And that's my point, Wyatt. Line out to center for out number 2. Brings up Bullware. He's 0 for 2 today. A ground out to third. And a ground out to the pitcher. Kobe Bullware, the left fielder. He'll take ball 1 just a little off the plate. Little arm side run from Michael Barker there. Wind picking up to right field. Everybody straight away here on the defensive side for the Chinooks. 2 outs in the top of the 5th, a 3-1 lead. Chinooks up by 2. And that pitch just high as well. 2-0 count from Michael Barker to Kobe Bullware. Cody Huff on deck. Inside fastball just misses, a 3-0 count. Cannot afford a 2-out walk here. Got to find a way back in the count with Bullware at the plate. 3-0 delivery. Strike 1 down the middle. Maybe a little outer third action. David Dennis, the third base coach, and Jeff Erlob, the first base and pitching coach. Poked foul, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Barker looking for his third strikeout and third out here in the top of the 5th inning against Kobe Bullware in the top of the order. Gets the pitch he wants, begins the windup and the delivery. Pops it up to Jess Davis in center. It should be a 3-up, 3-down inning as he will make the catch. Bullware the fly out, and a good job by Michael Barker to come back from 2 3-0 counts. Get 2 flyouts to center. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Chinooks looking to add to their 3-1 lead as Dylan Gardner, the 9-hole, and the top of the order come back around for his 3rd time today. Miners go 3-up, 3-down, top half of the inning. They've got 6 outs left to try and come back, but the Chinooks looking to add to their 3-1 lead with Michael Barker on the mound, and now Evan Floyd is still going as he relieved Brett Irwin last inning. Evan Floyd has had a tough outing against the Chinooks this season, and that one's fouled back right at us. So it'll send Mason Corbett over to retrieve it. And we'll have to fix the camera, as that one messed us up just a little bit.
We apologize for all the camera movement.
That one's popped up in foul territory on the left side. Will it get out of play? It's going to be a tough play for Carlson, and he drops it. Can't make the grab, and so new life for Dylan Gardner. There we go. I think we fixed it for you. Sorry about all the camera movements again. The next pitch to Gardner here, fouled back, and there we go with the camera again. Have to have words with Dylan Gardner after this one as we keep trying to fix this guy. No, I'm just messing with him. He's doing okay. Sorry about there's a little bit of the fence on the right side of there, as is the bottom left. But 0-2 count, good pitch to spoil for Dylan Gardner. And as I mentioned, that pitch off the plate, Evan Floyd has had one tough outing, and he gave up 6 runs in Game 1 of the season, 10-2 loss for the Miners. That opened up the season back on June 5th, and we have since then gone all the way to July 21st. So 6 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Pops it up, got a little underneath it to shallow right field. Going back, Ricky Martinez. He's calling for it, and will make the grab for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, at least it wasn't fouled back at the camera.
That's true. But any day of the week, I will take a foul back at the camera if it means he gets a hit after. So Mason Corbett up next. Again, to one of the greatest Disney songs ever of Can You Feel the Love Tonight, coming out of Lion King. Heard good news about it, that it's a pretty good movie, so go check that out. This is not a broadcast sponsored by Lion King. I just like it, so I gave you that encouragement. 1-0 count, 1 out. Corbett a single in the first, flew out to short in the third. That ended the inning. And he'll take strike 1 on the outer edge. 1-1 count. And that pitch almost nails the right leg of Mason Corbett, and instead it falls as a 2-1 count. Mason Corbett trying to start the inning off with 1 out here and maybe get a base hit. He'll take high, and walks work too as well, especially when your name's Mason Corbett, leading the league with 31. And he typically gets 1 a game. So, see if he can grab one here. And he'll swing through that. It's a full count. Mason with the hit today. He's got a 9-game hitting streak going. Excuse me, 8-game hitting streak going. Did not have a hit on July 6th against the Bucks. Pokes one foul, and it'll keep it a full count, 1 out. Still a score of 3-1. Chinooks lead by 2 after getting all 3 runs last inning in the bottom of the 4th with 3 hits, all RBI singles, 1 walk in the inning. Irwin trying to get a big out here against tough hitter of Mason Corbett, and the catcher sets up in, and he's called for strikeout. And they're going to try and appeal it to Stacy Dunbar. Mason Corbett arguing with Tom Svoboda that he fouled it off. He wants to ask for help, and John Groth said Stacy Dunbar won't do it. So Mason pretty upset about that, and we couldn't see it from where we were. But
yeah, it's blocked from our view, so I don't know what happened.
All the same, I thought that Cody caught it anyways. So even if he foul tips it, but I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but that'll actually be a strikeout to get Corbett. But he was definitely fired up about it.
Yeah, Mason was pretty heated. I don't know.
I've never seen Mason like that, so I take it that he's a very honest guy, so I take it that way that he actually did. But, I don't know what it is. I couldn't see it from where we were at. Tom Svoboda, the home plate umpire, was blocking us there. That pitch missing inside, 2-0 count here to Jess Davis.
But nonetheless, Jess Davis is at the plate, and we got to move on from it.
Yep, Jess Davis walked and had a sac bunt in the game today. Jess, the run scored. Next pitch from Irwin here. Scooped in the dirt. So we've got a 3-0 count. And last thing I'll say about Mason is he knows the strike zone almost better than anyone on this team, other than probably Jess Davis is right up there with you. And he knows when it's a strike or a ball. And that one was pretty far inside, still called for strike 3, but that pitch will be low. A 4-pitch walk to put on Jess Davis here. His second walk of the ball game. And J. Paul Fullerton at the plate next as he reached by the error from the second baseman trying to turn a double play last time. 4-pitch walk keeps the inning alive. 2 outs, bottom 5. J. Paul trying to get a big base hit here, maybe an extra base hit, add an insurance run, bring in Jess Davis with great speed from first. First pitch, taken for strike 1 down the middle. So still an 0-1 count, 2 outs. This pitch fouled directly back at us, and thankfully it does not shake the camera. Ethan English on the trot over. He'll give us a nice smile, say what's up, guys, and head back to the on-deck circle. 0-2 count, 2 outs.
That ball missed this section of fence by about a half an inch, or we would have been fixing that camera again.
Yeah, we do apologize about that, folks. Jess Davis, he's going to take off and popped it up on the infield. Hayden Hogan calling for it. Will make the grab for the 3rd out as Davis had a base stolen, but Fullerton had 2 strikes to deal with, and he will fly out to short to end the inning. And we got 2 innings left. We're going to the top of the 6th, 3-1 ball game. Chinooks lead by 2. We're back for the top of the 6th. Cody Huff to lead off, Webb behind him, and Carlson. 3 batters up to face Michael Barker here. 4 hits for either team, a 3-1 lead for the Chinooks. Right-hander warming in the pen for the Miners. And the first pitch, ground ball to short. Roll over, Fullerton fields, throws to first, and the out made. 6-3 ground out on the first pitch gets us started here in the 6th inning.
Michael Barker's been pretty efficient this game, as he's only thrown 63 pitches now through 6 1/3. And reminder again, this is a 7-inning ball game.
Eric Webb up next. 2 doubles in the ball game today. Trying to get out for the first time today is Michael Barker. And the first pitch pops it up and out of play outside, and Webb is almost dead pull, trying to yank everything down that left field line. Webb coming out of Central Missouri University. Check swing to first. And what a play as it was lined out to Daniel Freeman. He couldn't stay on it. And the fact that even that one almost got through shows the bat speed of the right-hander Eric Webb. On the line out to Daniel Freeman, it's tough to get something by the 6'5" first baseman. First time retired for Eric Webb. Tanner Carlson up next, the 4-hole third baseman. A ground out and a fly out to second today. Pitch, strike one on the fastball outside. I believe it is Jack White warming up, the redshirt freshman out of New Mexico University. And that pitch tails wide. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Top 6. Still score 3-1. And Jack White is warming. This one falls in just high as it'll work a 2-1 count. Robbie Brew, the bullpen catcher down there today. Hits one hard to left field. It's a long run for Hayden Keller. He's not going to get there. It'll bounce up and hit off the wall. So a double for Tanner Carlson. Keeps the inning alive for Justin Kirby, who had the RBI double down the left field line back in the 4th. 5th hit on the day for the Miners. And it comes as the 4th double of the day. 4 doubles today, 1 single for the Miners in this game. Barker trying to get Kirby out. He's got a line out to second and an RBI double. Michael's first pitch here as he comes set. The delivery. Ball off the plate, ball 1.
So while we've got a second here, we've got a fun baseball stat of the day. The Yankees closer, Mariano Rivera, first unanimous Hall of Famer, has allowed fewer runners to score in the postseason in his career than people who have walked on the moon.
Than people who have walked on the moon. And speaking of the moon, moon landing celebration was that yesterday?
It was.
50-year anniversary of the moon landing for America, so we take pride in that. But that's pretty impressive.
Especially playing for the Yankees. That's a lot of postseason games.
What was the exact number, what?
It is 12 people who have walked on the moon, and 11 different runners have scored on Mo.
Mariano Rivera. There he is, the first unanimous closing pitcher to make it in.
Yeah. I believe he was inducted today.
Yeah, that is correct. 1-1 count, 2 outs here to Justin Kirby, the designated hitter. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And the pitch. Throw wide. Throw back to second. Is it in time? And he's safe. Close play. J. Paul Fullerton thought he was out, and Carlson just barely gets a hand in there. Stacy Dunbar, the umpire and third base umpire, was right on it, and I think that was the right call. He definitely got his hand back in there. Throw is a little to the right side of Dylan Gardner. If it's a little over the bag, that's an easy out. 2-2 count, 2 outs. 2-1 count, 2 outs. And this pitch off the plate. A 3-1 count, 2 outs here as Aaron Walters waits on deck. You don't want to put the tying run on base with Justin Kirby. Aaron Walters 1 for 2 today with a single to center. Deep breath. Barker's next pitch is taken high, so he will on the walk. First walk issued today by the Chinooks. Aaron Walters, the first baseman, coming out of Texas A&M, sophomore there, Kerrville, Texas native. And Barker's first pitch in this lefty-on-lefty matchup is going to be hit hard to right field. Mason Corbett coming in on it will make the grab. So 2 runners stranded for the Miners as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Chinooks trying to add to their 3-1 lead. Ethan English is up next to start off this bottom of the 6th inning. English, Keller, Freeman. Fullerton, D'Amelio, Gardner, if we can get that far. Bottom 6, Chinooks lead 3-1. They'll try and get 3 outs in the top of the 7th and end the ball game. English today, a RBI single back in the 4th and a strikeout looking that ended the 1st. First pitch from Jack White, who's entered in, is strike 1. Chinooks and the Miners are the only teams playing today apart from the Pilots and Bucks, and the Pilots defeated the Bucks earlier 2-1. So the Pilots are on a 3-game win streak against the Bucks currently.
That last pitch came in at 89 miles an hour, according to the radar gun next door.
The fastball did, not the slider.
Yeah, the fastball.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way the slider did. It was probably 77 was what he was hitting in warm-ups. So Ethan English, a 2-1 count here from Jack White. And in the next pitch, hit hard to left field, and Kobe is going to just let it bounce in front of him. Kobe Boulware. And another single to left field for Ethan English today. He's got a multi-hit game. And starts off this inning as Hayden Keller's up next. Strikeout and ground out today. Keller, 252 hitter, 31 hits, second most on the team. 2 behind Jess Davis. And Jess today has picked up 2 more walks to add to his collection. He's at 18 on the season. Hit hard to right side, and it's going to be a throw over, double play attempt, and fielded by Walters. He throws it to Hogan, back to Walters for the double play to get him. Hit hard by Keller, just can't get it past Walters. Makes a nice play for a double play. Second double play hit into by the Chinooks will bring up Daniel Freeman.
For those of you scoring at home, that is a 3-6-3 double play.
And 2 outs now, avoiding the leadoff single from English, brings up Daniel Freeman. Chinooks still up 3-1. Paid Fullerton the RBI single last at bat. He's up next. Ball 1 is skipped in the dirt as Huff can't hang on to it. Daniel coming out of Columbia State Community College, a junior out of Smyrna, Tennessee. 6'5", 212 right-handed hitter. And ball 2 misses low. Jack White, the New Mexico University redshirt freshman out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And his 2-0 pitch is poked to right field. Is it going to fall in? It will. Daniel Freeman with the base hit to keep the inning alive. Paid Fullerton up next. Jack D'Amelio third up in the inning. 0-2 record for Jack White, 6.89 ERA, 11th appearance, 15 2/3 innings on the mound, 17 strikeouts to his 9 walks, 7 and now 18 hits given up. He was born 9 days after me and 2 years after me as well. A 20-year-old, born on January 25th, 1999. Happened to be in 1997, baby. White, were you 1999?
96.
You're 96. I forget
Yes.
that. Yeah, 96. And that pitch taken for strike 1 to Paid Fullerton.
As far as baseball players go, Eloy Jimenez, the White Sox top prospect, was born the day before me, so I've missed my chance.
You missed your chance. Freeman at first. Not going, and the pitch is wide. Wide, a 1-1 count here with 2 outs to Paid Fullerton. Chinooks trying to keep the inning going as this pitch is taken low, 2-1 count. Pate this season, 214 hitter, 21 hits and 25 hits and 99 at bats. Pick off the first, and Freeman safely in. Chinooks will not face the Miners till next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday in Palmer, and then Wednesday back at home to close out the season. Thrown in the dirt, and it's a 3-1 count, 2 outs.
Just a warning, both of those games are 6 p.m. starts.
As is all the 6 p.m. games start this weekend against the Pilots on Saturday. The Chinooks have 2 off days this week on Wednesday and Friday, as well as next Sunday. Poked foul. Full count, 2 outs. Daniel Freeman will be on the move this next pitch.
Every home game from here on out is a 6 p.m. start.
And they're going to bring in Kobe Boulware in left field to shade Pate Fullerton, as well as Eric Webb. Well, Pate has some pop to his bat. If he can put one in right center, he might bring in a 4th run. Daniel Freeman will be on the move. He takes off, and it misses low. Jack White a walk, and the inning continues. Jack D'Amelio up next, 0 for 2 today. Ground ball double play in the 4th. That ended the inning, and then a leadoff ground out in the 3rd inning. So Jack will step up, try and keep the inning going. As we pause for a moment, Jeff Erlob, the pitching coach, out for a conversation with White. Jack D'Amelio to keep this inning going here. 2 outs, bottom 6, 3-1 lead for the Chinooks. An insurance runner on the 1st and 2nd of Daniel Freeman, the single he reached on, and then the walk of Pate Fullerton. Check swing as Jack takes a hack at it. Tried to hold up a half second. Dylan Gardner the trot over, and he'll pick up the foul ball and hustle back to the on-deck circle. D'Amelio trying to pick up an RBI base hit. And the next pitch, check swing, and strike 2 anyways. So he'll have to battle with 2 strikes against him, try and work something to the right side. Take an inside pitch to left and work everything else to the right side of the infield. Try and poke one past 1st and 2nd. Ricky Martinez, second baseman, shading him towards second base. The delivery, and big swing and miss. So that will be the strikeout to end the bottom of the 6th as we go to the top of the 7th. Chinooks trying to win it here, 3-1 outright. They need 3 outs with Michael Barker in defense coming back out when we come back. Matt Palmer to pinch hit for Sam Thompson, who was 0 for 2 today with a strikeout fly out to right field. And so Palmer will try and get things started. He checks his swing, fouled out of play. Matt Palmer, the Palmer native here in Alaska. Played in game 1 and did not reach via the hit. Next pitch on the windup from Barker. Fastball sails high. Matt out of Waldorf University here in Alaska. Senior there as well. 1-1 count. Pitch missing low and called for strike 2. And I got to agree with Matt there. I think that one was a little low. 1-2 count, no outs. For the most part, Swoboda's been very consistent, though, today. Done it both ways. Michael, a couple of shakes, gets the nod. And the delivery with the 1-2 pitch. Check swing and didn't go around. It'll be the second ball as it falls high.
That's a tough pitch to take.
It is, and Michael thought it was for sure strike 3. Might be the makeup for the pitch before. Hit one right back up the middle. Slow roller. Fullerton fields the throw across his body, and it's right on the money. So regardless, the out made on the 6-3 ground out to open up the last inning. Ricky Martinez up next. The right-hander out of Baylor University. And then on deck, Caden Hogan, the shortstop. Both guys 0 for 2 today. Ricky, 2 flyouts to the shortstop. And strike 1, outer edge. And that'll be a leadoff pitch here. 0-1 count, 1 out. Justin Fox warming in the bullpen in case they need him. Michael's trying to get a complete game here. 1 run given up. 1 hopper right off the foot of Pate Fullerton. Can't get his glove out on it, so the tying run will come to the plate. On the base hit for Martinez. Brings up Caden Hogan. The top of the order of Kobe Bulware is on deck. And we got a pinch runner. Josh Brishton in to run. And replace Ricky Martinez. Junior out of Gonzaga University. First pitch here to Hogan. Ball 1 low. Josh, a Gonzaga Bulldog. He's got many teammates on the Pilots team for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
You have to assume the Miners are trying to have him break up the double play.
Hits one hard to left field. Hayden Keller coming in on it. He'll dive and make the grab. That is the second out on a great play by Hayden Keller. Ball just died when it hit.
He will not need to break up the double play.
He will not, as that is the second out, and the Chinooks an out away here against Kobe Bulware. He's 0 for 3 today. And that's a big diving catch to take away a hit from Caden Hogan, who would have reached for the first time. First pitch here, strike 1 on the outer edge to Kobe Bulware. Chinooks looking for 2 more strikes, 1 more out. They've got a force out at second after Ricky Martinez singled and Josh Brishton came in to run. Ground ball hit to the right side. Diving play by Gardner. He bobbles it. The turn, throw to first. And he's not in time, as that's going to go as a base hit. 5th hit now for the Miners. And just like that, guys are on first and second for Cody Huff. Dylan making a good effort at second base. And unfortunately can't field it to his left. Quickly get out Bulware, so he's got the infield single, and now Cody Huff's up next. First pitch, strike 1, outer edge. Good pitch by Michael Barker. Today, Huff, 2 groundouts and a line out to second. Oh, 1 count, 2 outs. Chinooks looking for 1 final out to win this one 3-1. Tying run is at first base. Poked foul and out of play. We'll work at 0-2. The Miners down to their last strike. Look for a good pitch here from Michael Barker, trying to get him to chase. Barker trying for his first complete game this season. Comes set and the delivery. Fastball sails high and it'll be ball one. Again, looking for his first complete game. Can he get it here in a 7-inning game 2 on this hot doubleheader? 1-2 delivery. Fastball high. Back pick. No tag applied as Kobe Boulware slid back in safely. Good idea for J. Paul Fullerton. Perfect throw on the money, but Boulware was ready for it. Trying to get the last out any way he can. And we'll pause as
bullpen ball was
rolled away. Yeah.
Got all the way down to the third base bag, past the third base bag.
2 hits in the inning from Boulware and Martinez. They're both standing at first and second. 3-1 ball game. Cody Huff at the plate. Barker, a check of the runner. The delivery. Pops it up and out of play. Good pitch to spoil for Huff. Cody Huff does not strike out often. He's got 9 strikeouts this season and 94 at-bats. Twos across the board. 2 outs, top 7. Time granted to Huff. On deck, Eric Webb. And you got nowhere to put him if Cody Huff can reach. He's been on fire today. The delivery. Strikeout, and that'll be it. Michael Barker, complete game win, 3-1. Gave up 1 hit and 5 hits and 1 run as well. But the Chinooks able to get the win. They improved to 4-5 against the Miners this season. They still have to play the Miners 2 more times, and if they can pick up those 2 wins, then the Chinooks will have won the series against them this season. Again, only 2 of those games are left. The Chinooks dropped the first game earlier, 2-1, but win this one 3-1. And it was a big 4th inning for the Chinooks. The RBI single from Ethan English brought in Jess Davis. Then an RBI single from Daniel Freeman plated J. Paul Fullerton, who reached by error, and Pate Fullerton, the RBI single that brought in Ethan English for the 3rd run. The Chinooks win it 3-1, and a good job by Michael Barker to pick up the win, as he picks up his 3rd win and has now improved to 3-2 on the season win-wise. Thank you so much for listening. Josh Salem, Wyatt Wewell, God bless. Tune in tomorrow as the Chinooks play the Pilots in Anchorage. 7:10 start time.